Hi there. My name is Rafael Manco, and I'm one of the co-founders at Who's Reading. We recently released a update to our data center, and it's really cool. And I wanted to just take you through a tour of it so you know how to best manage it and handle it and get access to all the data that you want to see. So let me begin by sharing my screen. So this is the data page. To get there, you just log in. And if you're not on this is the first page you'll see. And if you leave this page, you can always go back to it by clicking on the logo at the top. So this page we're calling is the teacher dashboard. But before I get into the specifics, I wanted to give a quick overview of why we made this big update. And what we heard for a while that teachers like the data on who's reading, but they were sometimes frustrated in that it was hard to find what they were looking for. So we conducted a lot of interviews and surveys trying to figure out what else can we provide, what other pieces of data can we show and surface to teachers. And what we heard back was kind of surprising, was that of the data that that was already available was pretty much everything the teachers wanted to see. The challenge was it was not obvious where to find that data. So this new redesign was focused on taking the pieces of data that Who's Reading learns about your students and about their goals and about their reading progress, and putting it in a place where it's easy to discover and find the data that you're most interested in. So the way we think about this is that we take each of the pieces of data that you could be interested in and kind of give you a little bit of a taste on the dashboard. And beneath each report, there's a see more button, which allows you to expand that data and see a lot more about that specific category of data. So let's go through. I'll give a quick overview, and then we'll dive into two of the reports that I think are most helpful. So at the top, we're looking at the books report. This report gives you kind of a summary of everything. What's been read, when it's been read, what's the level of that reading. Did the students do any quizzes? If so, how do they do on that book, on that quiz? Did they answer any questions? Did they do any book reviews? Did they log any minutes? This report digests all that data in one place, breaks it down by student. And so it's all here. And clicking see more will expand it and show you all the data that's available by student. Here, we're just ranking it in terms of what was most recently done. Below that, we have our recent quiz graph, which is just showing you the most recent quiz that was done. And if you click on see more, you'll see all the quizzes that were done. Reading logs, these are actually only available if you're on the silver tier or gold tier. But yeah, as the name implies, they allow students to track how many minutes or pages they're reading. And this report will show you all that information. So we can see that April 15th, 20 minutes of Tom Sawyer were read. And then you get the expanded view by clicking on see more. Scroll down a bit, and now we're getting to the goals chart. You might remember that this was the dashboard itself was an expanded version of the goals chart. It's still there, but it's now one of the many things that you see on the dashboard. And I guess a few things to look for are if at the beginning of when you're setting up your account, you set goals. You can always edit those goals by clicking edit goals here. And that's where you said that you wanted to say your students do 2 quizzes a month and 4 practice questions a month. So here you get to see, which students are actually meeting those goals, which ones aren't. And so if you click see more, you'll see all the students in your class. Here we're just showing the 3 most recently active students. If you scroll down some more, you'll see the most recent practice question. So kind of like the quiz, this is the most recent practice question. So you can see what was written. You can click see more to see all the practice questions written. Finally, with the reading level graph, this shows you all the books that have been read by the student. So this is one of our students. We can see the reading level of that book. So this is a 1.8, and we can see where the students ZPD range is. So we can see that Don't Let Pigeons Ride the Bus was a 1.8. Also, this can be converted to Lexile, and that's below their students' reading level, and Harry Potter was above their level. So that's like the little tasters that you get on the dashboard page. So now let's take a deep dive into 2 of the reports that are most helpful. So the books report, and So this is the report that used to be called the text table. If you click on see more, let's do that. And we're going to see a report of each student, which books they've read. So we can see Trent. On August 22nd, he read The Fellowship of the Ring, which had a difficulty ranking of 7.4, also can be converted to Lexile. That was above the reading level. He took a quiz on it, got a 3.5. Clicking view will actually allow us to see that quiz and leave a comment. And we can see any practice questions or book reviews that were done under other writing. And if any reading was logged using the reading log, we can see that under the reading column. And how you navigate between students and classes. The default is we're going to show you all your students. So if you have 3 classes, it's going to show you all your students. Here, so you just scroll down and you see all your students' works. If, say, you want to see just one of your classes, and you can just click on that class. Here, you can navigate to our Rafael Manco class here. Additionally, if we want to see a specific student, we can just click on their name. If we want to see 2 students, we can click on all their names. So that's how you navigate between students and classes. So that's the books report, which used to be called the text table. So now let's go back to our dashboard by clicking on the logo here. And let's explore the second table that I think will be very helpful. So first, if you ever need to change your goals, you click Edit Goals here. It's going to pull up this report, this modal, and you can see you can change. Say you want to do now 3 quizzes a week. That was a little tangent. The rest of this, to see it, you click on See More, and it's going to again show you a table of all your students. What progress they're making on their goals. No one's doing any work in this class, but it's all demo data, so we can live with that. 2 other things that are pretty interesting is, so this is just showing you your goals. Remember, you want to just do 100 minutes a week, 2 quizzes, and 4 practice questions. But there's a lot of other data that used to be on the dashboard. If you want to see that, you click on Other Stats. So now, if you want to see, for example, the average quiz score, you can click on Average Quiz Score. And if you want to see the data for this school year, you click this school year. And now we can see, all right, Jesse's averaged a 1.5, Raphael 2.5, Dahlia 3.5, Abby a 3. So, I mean, that's how you navigate to other pieces of data, is by going to Other Stats. And the other tab is going to be our goals, which show our goals. And yeah, that's pretty. That's about it for the goals table. The last thing is that you can navigate between all these tables by going from goals to books to quizzes to writing to exercises. So all these tables are going to be available also through here, which you can get to by going to data. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We're excited about this edition, but we're also eager to hear what you think. If you have any suggestions on how we can make it better, please let us know. And yeah, we really do hope it helps you find the data that you're most interested in efficiently, but also discover data that you didn't know previously existed on Who's Reading. Well, wishing you all the best, and let us know what else we can do to make your experience on Who's Reading better.